continues to inspire humanity, and for centuries to come, until everybody in this universe knows that they are one with God. I shall be a voice without a form. He said that. And that is true. That is true. A few years back we celebrated the 150th birth anniversary of Swami Vivekananda. I was thinking, look, hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people in India and also all over the world. Till today they are being inspired by Vivekananda. Young children, they read Vivekananda, so many thousands of people, their lives are being transformed. You see, when Vivekananda lived in his mortal body, there were many other great people. In 19th century, India was dotted by great personalities. It was a time of transition and transformation and a renaissance in Indian society. So there were many great people. But as you go through history, they all fade back into the sepia tones of history. 100 years later, the difference between Vivekananda, he stands taller and taller and taller among his contemporaries in both East and West. And this is just 100 years, 150 years since his birth, and barely 100 years since the work he did. He said, only another Vivekananda can understand what this Vivekananda has done. I have given you enough for 1500 years. The power that has been set in motion will work for 1500 years now. It's only 150 years. The world has been transformed. Many transformations have happened. Phil Goldberg shows that in his book. In this country too. Not many people can trace it back to Vivekananda, what he did here. But they are traced back to Vivekananda. I was reading incredible things. There's no time, but I'll mention one or two and end. There was a book published, Vivekananda, The Turning Point. So his contribution to India. And one place they mentioned that he was actually the first among the reformers, social and religious reformers in 19th century India, to speak of India as a nation. There were others. Others came afterwards, but he was the first. Most people spoke in terms of Bengal or Maharashtra or Punjab or Tamil Nadu. But to speak of India as a whole, this inclusive approach, it was like the soul of a new nation, of an ancient nation being reborn as a new nation. Another place they say, the Constitution of India, they're studying, a Supreme Court lawyer, he's written this beautiful article. He says the Constitution of modern India, it reflects no one as much as it does Vivekananda's ideas. This beautiful amalgamation of the ancient and the new, of the modern and the noble ideals of India's spiritual past. So this thing together, centuries to come, we will see more and more of that. We are still, it's like if you live within 100 years of Jesus' birth, 100 years of Buddha's birth, you can see it spreading, but it has still not reached anywhere near its blazing glory, which will come in the centuries ahead. So we still live in the light of dawn. Those who live in the light of dawn have a special advantage. They are close to the source. They are close to the source. Vivekananda lives in his words. Okay, I'll share one thing here with you. I've heard this from a monk who got a spiritual revelation and illumination. Intense spiritual practice, and then the greatest spiritual revelation, illumination of his life. It happened not during the meditation which he was doing for weeks and weeks and weeks. But later, when he had reduced the meditation, he was relaxing in the Himalayas in one little cottage and reading Vivekananda. He read a few lines, which I will not quote here, and he says the scales fell off from his eyes. God shone forth. He said, how could I have missed it? Inside and outside, everywhere. And the test was, that monk said, years have passed, it has not diminished, it's always there. Real illumination, it is possible. You read Vivekananda, it's possible. It will happen. There is a special power working through Vivekananda's words, a voice without form. It is the power of the avatar who transferred himself into Vivekananda. So that's what shines forth from the works of Vivekananda. You want spiritual illumination, you will get it. You want strength in life, you will get it. You want faith in God, you will get it. You want ideas for transforming yourself and society? You will get it. I know so many people who have done remarkable work. 1 or 2 ideas they got from Vivekananda. In India, I've seen so many people. Okay, I can go on and on. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.